If you'd like to know what you're watching, click John Green's head. If you'd like a link to the blog post, click in the doobly-doo. Alright, just a little bit of housekeeping before I start the video blog for the day. I just had knee surgery this morning, so kind of on some medication. Woo! I was really loopy earlier in the day, but now mostly I'm just kind of queasy and nauseous. Day 2, vlog. I watched the first season of The West Wing recently, and the one thing that they say in that show more than anything else, except for maybe "Thank you, Mr. President," which everybody says constantly, is "with all due respect." Usually it's in the context of, you're an authority over me, but your idea is dumb and you should listen to me. And they really make it work because what's cool about the show is that the show is all about the tension between the characters. There's not really any action sequences. You don't see the Navy pilot getting rescued or a lot of action sequences. The plot is driven by tension between the characters, and I think it's really well done. But you always hear, "with all due respect, you're stupid." And it works in the show because, everybody respects everybody else, but in the real world it doesn't quite work that way. And I think "with all due respect" sort of engenders an environment where we have to assuage people's ego before we tell them that they're wrong. "With all due respect" kind of says, of course you're right, but really you're not quite, but just sort of throw us a bone here and we'll still let you keep your ego. And I think that's kind of a dangerous environment to be in, and that's why you get politicians who apologize for when they get caught. They're not saying "I'm sorry," they're saying "I'm sorry that I got caught." And it's not just a problem with politicians, but I think it's a problem in a bureaucracy. If instead we engender an environment where everybody is open to the ideas of others, where there's still a distinct chain of authority, which is necessary, but one that doesn't require the leader to have to keep up some sort of image of them being right all the time. I think that needs to happen on both the part of that person in authority, where they are comfortable with saying "I was wrong" and somebody else's idea was right. It also needs to be a change on the idea of the public viewing that authority figure, because they need to not absolutely lambaste that authority figure for being wrong. And I think we need to be gracious with them, especially when they are able to honestly say "I was wrong." That's sort of pie in the sky, but I think that's part of that paradigm shift that I was talking about yesterday. It's going to take a huge overhaul in thought to get people to start thinking that way. When that does become second nature, when we are growing up in an environment where that's the first thing we think about is saying "I was wrong, but that's okay because there were some other people that kind of helped steer me in the right direction," we'll start to see more people taking responsibility for their mistakes, and we'll start to see people make less mistakes. A big hey to Jamil Brenneman. He's really been looking forward to this and has given me some great feedback already. If you know him, tell him that he's smart. Everybody likes to hear that. See ya.